1.5, 1 3/4, 1 and 25 seconds and 33 minutes. One sec. Okay, 1 second. I think, I'm not too sure, right? All right, okay. I think, I'm not too sure that we have technical problems. I'm not too sure, but I think we have technical problems. Can any of you see? Can any of you see the tube? No. Yes, you guys, you can see the tube. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good stuff, right? Um, tube's not working yet, but it looks like it's working. I can see it working. What do you mean? Is it not working? It looks like it's working. Making me sound like there's something not working. Nah. All I need is for the chat to work. But you know what? I don't think it's good. Whatever. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, I don't know. I only see you. What do you mean you only see me? What does that mean? What I don't understand though is that the X is hit. What the? Hmm. Okay. So kick works. That's good. Kick is working. But why isn't the? All right. Whoever said 90%, I don't like it. I don't like. I don't like that you guys have done this. Oh, it's working. Wait, is it working? Can someone type something on the tube, please? All I need, all I need is someone to talk on YouTube. There we go. Okay. Yes, it works. Okay, cool. All right, all right. We're Gucci. Everyone, we're Gucci. All right. That's less technical problems than before. We're Gucci, right? YouTube is working. Just very quiet. What do you mean it's very quiet? Is it quiet? Wait, is my voice quiet? It shouldn't be quiet. Yo, yo, yo. The volume. Is the volume down? Loud and clear. Is it loud and clear or okay, please. I just need a clear answer. I know as much as you guys like to absolutely have fun here. Not down, just a bit quiet. All right, let me just try this. All right. All right. Okay. Let me see if this works. All right. Let's see if this works. What about now? Is that better? Is it sound better? I had to put my yeah, I put the sound up. Is that better? Much better. Well, just shout. Is it better? I've just put the I can go up higher. I need help. Help me help you. Should I go up or down? Help me help you. I hear loud and clear, but what is the tube? The tube is if you, is the is because I can't say it. The tube is that you'll see my if you read the top here, you can see what it says on the top. Yes, loud enough. Is it now? Is it good now? God, honestly, guys, it's so demanding. It's out of this world. All right, okay, cool. Now, what's happening into the markets? I've been a bit of a. You sound like a big boy now. Just great voice. In a world where Bitcoin maybe can kind of hopefully pump in October, Tom Cruise will jump out of a plane for no reason, run across the beach for 45 minutes in the movie. Anyway, so, okay, where are we going? So Bitcoin's doing well, right? Government shutdowns always mark the bottom. No. Were you on vacation? No, I was on vacation. Unfortunately, I'll tell everyone what happened. Unfortunately, a close friend of mine passed away. So it was a bit of a interesting time, mentally, family, all that kind of stuff. So I was dealing with that. But, but I'm going to say one thing. Tomorrow I am going on holiday, and I'm going to be away for about a week. And the reason why I'm going on holiday is because it's my birthday. So it happens once a year. I don't particularly enjoy it, but the problem is that my wife loves doing birthday parties. So we're gonna have a massive thing with all the villas and all this kind of stuff. It's a bit of a bittersweet thing. I wish my friend was there, but sometimes this world, some people can't see a way out, unfortunately, and things can happen. And anyway, doesn't matter. That's another thing, and it's another matter. Happy birthday, you young man, 38 years old. Good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I ain't young by any means at all, but what can you do? Right, now let's look into the market. Let's look at what's happening. Let's see what's going on. Let's see trying to understand what the market is going to give us, and what's really, really, really important to understand, right? It's not my birthday today. It's actually on the 3rd, my birthday. Is that to be honest, as much as you guys wanted to have me on my how to get to your charts, just go here, just go there, follow that account, make sure you comment and like and all that kind of stuff, right? And then go from there. So what happens, right? Well, what's the situation that I would say is this. As much as you wanted me to stream and go through all that 50, you muggers, you're funny man, right? Is that you didn't need it. Of all the previous recordings I've done, pretty much every single thing that I've said has hit perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Nothing on this page that you see now has not done exactly as I said. I even gave you. I wonder how much of a pullback was this. I want to see how much of a pullback this was. I said 10. I said 10 and it went 7.84. Now, one thing I will say to everyone, and I gave the exact, what do you mean Trump speaking? Trump speaking where? What is he speaking about? It's more about the factor of what he's speaking about. That's, all right, let me look. What is Trump speaking about? Making me look up what Trump's speaking about. So do you think today move up was caused by the ETF filing? Most probably, but not only that, I'll give you some other what? About the war in Israel and Palestine. Oh my lord. All right. Okay. That's something we should listen to. Okay. All right. You convinced me. You convinced me. I think oh my. Whoa. Whew. That made me want to watch. Let me just see what's going on. Trump live. Oh man, what's going on? Oh yeah, he's speaking.
Countries are better off when they communicate and work together and embrace new opportunities. I hope Jared and Steve,
All right, let's see what's going on.
Susie,
Gold is flying.
Marco,
it's a bit worrying, right?
JD, we have great people. I hope
that's
you guys
why
are going to work very hard to
even
get these other countries in, because now they have no excuse. It's no longer an excuse.
That's
they were
big
somewhere
thing,
hesitant, and I tell you, the 4 countries that went in, I give them tremendous credit, and it's worked out incredibly well for them.
Trump is always speaking.
In the same spirit, I'm pleased to report that earlier today we took another important step toward greater understanding of the region. A short time ago, we had a historic phone call in the Oval Office with Prime Minister Tani.
I feel like he has a problem.
Great
I feel like he has a problem actually reading.
So
is
we
he
had
asleep?
a great talk, and I was on the phone, and
I feel like
Bibi was talking. Prime Minister Al Thani was of Qatar. They really had a heart-to-heart conversation. It was a great conversation.
Was it? I'm sure it was a great conversation.
It was productive. It was everything that you need
he's
to
very
have
sleepy.
something turn out to be
he's doing well. How old
successful.
Is he now?
And I want to thank Bibi, and I want to thank the Prime Minister. It was fantastic. We agreed to launch a formal trilateral mechanism between Israel, Qatar, and the United States to begin a dialogue to enhance mutual security, correct misperceptions, and avoid future misgivings. And I want to thank Qatar, its leadership, and the Emir
80.
He's
He's 79 years old. He's doing
fantastic
amazing.
person. I
Trust
think,
me.
I'm going
That's
to be his public
amazing.
relations man because I know him differently than a lot of people know him.
He's breathing
But he
real
wants
heavily.
peace. He wants to see
That's probably because of
peace.
Melania.
And his people, and they really acknowledge the critical role that they played as mediator.
Melania.
And again, we're not quite finished. We have to get
Wish the
Hamas,
Epstein
but
list
I
was
think they're
leaked.
going to be able to do this. So now it's
shut
time
him up for 10 minutes.
for
I don't think
Hamas
so. I
to
think
accept
they'll
the
talk 10 times
terms
more.
of the plan that we've put forward
Trump
today. And
obviously has
again,
the first signs of
this is a
dementia.
different
I mean,
Hamas
for
than we were
80,
dealing with
whatever.
because
I don't think so.
I guess over
I
20,000
wouldn't
have
say he
been
has dementia at all.
killed. Their leadership has been killed 3 times over. So you're really dealing with different people than we've been dealing with over the last 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah,
Everyone
nice to
has
see you. Thank you so much.
done their
Appreciate
part
everyone
and
being here. It
come
means a
to
lot.
the table in good faith. Our Arab and Muslim partners are fully prepared to step
We're
up
as old
and
as
fulfill their
as the woman
commitments
you
for
feel.
the benefit of the people of Gaza and the entire region. They're willing to step up and do a lot. They really are.
There's
There
so
are a
many,
lot
I
of good
can't say
people involved.
anything. I just don't
Everyone
leave
who
it.
wants to see, everybody who wants to see an end to the violence and destruction should be united in calling for Hamas to accept the extremely fair proposal so that
Well,
we
they were
can
trying
end
to
the
accept
war
it,
and get us
until
back our hostages right now
he
and
who shall
have
not be
everlasting peace.
may have
And I look
done
forward to
something
having,
them talking about it.
Relationships with everyone as the
Was that clear? I don't
chairman
know if
of
that
the
was clear
board.
enough.
I'll be involved and we'll have meetings with some very smart people that'll be working
We started
over there to make
playing
sure that we haven't just
games
been
when
wasting
Trump
time
speaks.
with an
Every time
agreement
he
that
says
doesn't get done. The
tremendous,
task
best,
of building
worst
peace will
deal.
not be easy.
But you should
There's
say
some
billions.
of the
Billions will
hardest
actually
problems
destroy
in the world to
I know
solve.
more
That's
about-
why it's been going on for so many
Say faggot, say it.
centuries. But too many lives are at
What's your opinion,
stake not to
Shotgun? I'm gonna get
try,
to that
and
after
this
this. I'll
was more
explain
than a
everything.
try. I mean, I think this is something
Data,
that,
you know, I'm a
that gets
data man.
done
I
when
give
you
all
have
data.
virtually every country.
By the
and
way,
these are
anyone here wants to
powerful,
see,
powerful
go here. They can see
countries
what I'm
that
looking at
have
as well.
a lot of money, and the money can make things happen. A lot of countries try, and they don't have any money. These are very rich countries that can make things happen. So together we'll forge a much
Billions
safer and more
billions of
hopeful
dollars.
future for everybody,
1 second, let me write down.
including Israel. And I want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for his partnership, and I want to thank all of the leaders,
1, 2, 3.
the kings
Okay, I
and
think you saw
the
it. I
emirs
think you
and
saw
the
it.
presidents and prime ministers, people I mentioned. And they've been absolutely fantastic to work with, and it's just happened very quickly. It's happened from a couple of weeks before I had a couple of meetings, but a couple of weeks before we went to the United Nations, and we had some
When is
incredible
baby
meetings. It all
BFT
came
coming
to
out?
place.
I
It all
have
took
no
place,
idea
and
what that
everybody
even
wanted
means.
to be a part of it.
I
I
don't
don't
know
have
if I just
anybody
swore at
that's
someone
saying
just
we
then.
don't want anything to do with it. It's just the opposite.
Hello, Mr.
And
Baker.
I'll tell
Oh my
you,
God.
a couple of years
Your
ago,
Friday
a year
jobs
ago,
data expectations.
I don't think we would have had this kind
Not
of
good.
participation, Mr. VP, right? I don't think we would have had.
I mean, like, you
It's
know,
been
my-
amazing.
it's
The
weird when my
participation was
videos
100%.
all
Everybody
come
wants to be
true.
a
It's
part
a
of it.
weird
And
feeling.
everybody, those
On Quick is
very strong
he's louder than
countries,
you.
everybody wants it to work. So,
Well, I don't know how.
BB,
I don't know.
congratulations on this. I think this will be your crowning
I need to
achievement,
check out that-
frankly.
why that
If
is.
this all works out, we think it will. It's going to be your crowning achievement, and I want to thank you very much for
Oh,
being
he's
Thank you,
here. Oh
please.
my lord!
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to hold my tongue.
Mr. President, first I want to thank you for graciously hosting me once again in the White House. And second, I want to thank you for your friendship and for your leadership. From Jerusalem to Tehran, from the Golan Heights to Gaza, you've proven
Forecast is
time and
positive
again
for the
what
dollar
I've
at
said
51.
many times.
Okay.
You are the greatest friend that Israel has ever had
There's no
in the
volume.
White
also.
House.
There's no volume in Bitcoin. What are you talking
And
about?
Mr. President, you and I both know
That's my worry.
it's not even
Gives me a
close.
bit of a short squeeze. Next, he will suggest
While you
Netanyahu for
focus
Nobel Peace
at
Prize as well.
home on making America
No,
great again,
he's getting the
Your
he's
leadership
getting
abroad
the peace prize.
is changing
Oh,
the
you mean the
world
job data?
for
Yeah.
the better,
I think
ending
it's gonna
wars
become underwhelming.
and advancing peace.
Do you think Asia will continue?
I believe that today we're taking a
up
critical
later.
step towards both ending the war in Gaza
He was scared to fly.
and
above
setting the
Europe because
stage
of a longer route. Oh,
for
man.
dramatically advancing peace in the Middle East.
Well, if you could,
And I think
I'm going, oh
beyond
man,
the
I
Middle
need to
East.
stop saying anything. I
Very
can't
important
say
Muslim
it.
countries. I support your
Maybe
plans
stop
to
there.
end the war in Gaza,
And it might
which achieves
stop.
our
I don't
war
know.
aims.
Who knows?
It will bring back
Mind
to Israel
blown. But maybe
all our hostages. dismantle Hamas's military
That
capabilities,
needs to stop.
end its
Maybe
political
if you
rule,
stop that, maybe.
and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
Less than 22K. What's your?
We would not have achieved
on
this
that
turning
man
point
explaining. I don't know my beta.
without the
won't
courage
let me
and
write pump.
sacrifice of our incredibly brave soldiers. They fight like lions to defend the people of Israel.
I'm going to talk about Q4 and everything
And
else.
they
If you want
serve
to check
on the
in
front
this meantime,
line
go here.
in the
You'll see
war
my screen.
between
I'm going to show you all the
civilization
screens.
and barbarism.
I
Mr. President,
physically can't stand this man. Like he's.
when our two countries stand shoulder to shoulder,
I really don't like him at all.
we achieve the impossible. Just a few months ago, in Operation Rising Lion and Operation Midnight Hammer, we struck a decisive blow
He's the fight against civilians.
against
so
Iran's
I can't,
nuclear and
man.
ballistic missile program.
We'll be looking at charts. Yes.
Your
we will
bold
be looking at
decision
charts.
to send those B-2s made the region safer and the world safer. Now, under your leadership,
It would help. Vic.
We're taking the next
would be,
step
That's usually
win
the way
the
to
war
stop all this.
and
These
expand
two
the
are
peace.
causing any nausea. Yeah, unfortunately.
Your plan is consistent with the 5 principles my government
Happy
set for
Monday.
the end of the war and the day after Hamas. Everybody asks, what is your plan for the day after Hamas? Here's our plan. Pass it in the cabinet. All our hostages, both those who are alive and those who died, all of them will return home.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't
immediately.
help it, man. I'm gonna look at the charts.
Hamas
it's-
will be
this guy
disarmed.
Physically makes
Gaza
me angry.
will be
It really
demilitarized.
annoys me, this mess.
Israel will retain security responsibility, including a security perimeter for the foreseeable future. And lastly, Gaza will have a peaceful civilian administration that is run neither by Hamas nor by the Palestinian Authority. If Hamas agrees to your plan, Mr. President, the first step will be a modest withdrawal, followed by the release of all our hostages within 72 hours. The next step will be the establishment of an international body charged with fully disarming Hamas and demilitarizing Gaza. I appreciate your willingness to
very
lead the
likable
body,
indeed.
Mr. President.
It's done here.
I really appreciate it because you have a lot of things to do, and this is important. And it reflects the
You look next to you.
confidence that
you
this will
hear
give
guy, oh
everyone
my God, I'm dying.
that things will be followed up
Shush.
on all the commitments
Shush.
made. The fact that you're taking this on, I think helps a lot to make sure that everything flows in the direction that we want. Now, if this international body succeeds, we will have permanently ended the war. Israel will conduct further withdrawals linked to the
They're
extent
both
of
not very likable
disarmament
people. It's just
and demilitarization, but will remain in the security perimeter for the foreseeable future. I think we should understand that we're giving everybody
so let me
a
get this straight.
chance
I
to
can't
have this
comment.
done
I can't.
peacefully. Something that will
can't.
achieve all our war objectives without
see what's in
any
these drawers
further
right now.
bloodshed.
Why this guy starts
But if
to
Hamas rejects your
annoy
plan,
me
Mr.
on
President,
levels that I can't.
or if they
And why are we watching
supposedly
this?
accept it
I
and
don't
then,
know. Something he could. I don't know.
then basically
Something
do
could
everything
happen.
to counter it,
I don't know.
then
They
Israel will
might go
finish
into
the
like
job
the chimichanga
by
dance.
itself.
That is nice.
This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way. But it will be done. We prefer the easy way, but it has to be done. All these goals must be achieved because we didn't fight this horrible fight, sacrificed the finest of our young men.
Picked up the Corolla today.
to help
Congratulations,
Hamas
man.
stay in Gaza and
Seriously,
threaten us again
congratulations.
and again and again with these horrific massacres.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Mr. President, I was encouraged by your clear
Should we
statement
stop
at
watching
the
this? I feel like I
UN
don't wanna watch this
against the
anymore.
recognition of a Palestinian state.
Should we have a vote? Who
That
wants
would be
to?
an outcome that,
wants to stop
after
watching
October
this?
7th, would reward terrorists, undermine security, and endanger Israel's very existence. As for the
Yeah, should we
Palestinian
stop?
Authority,
Should we stop? All right. Okay. Enough. Of
I
this.
appreciate your firm position
Just enough of this.
that the
crap, yeah.
PA could have no role whatsoever in Gaza. without
Okay, whatever. All right. Okay. Back to. It's just not even the dryness. It's just all a bunch of crap. Anyway, Stop, I'm begging. Yeah. I've stopped. Right. Now, look, where we are with Bitcoin and what's happening right now. And I'll go through a few steps of what I see, what's going on, what the situations, what I believe could be a possible route and factor of what's going to be happening, what kind of potential problems that can happen, what kind of areas that I would be looking at, and what type of move that what's going on. Right now, we're having a real interesting move in crypto, right? In Bitcoin, we've had a beautiful pump over on Sunday and continues up on Wednesday. Now, we are at a critical point right now. Absolute critical point. We came and tagged this first area 112. It's bounced and then rejected off the upper band and came back down into the second area, which I said was the second potential area where it could come. Strangely, I marked out the 2-week period, which is a very, very interesting period, which I said is an interesting amount of time that this could potentially have a dip. We marked out the previous different things of the triple witching event, and it's a diminishing returns the higher it goes up. And people said I was crazy. I was right. People said it would pump. I was right. People said I was crazy. Guess what I'm going to say next? Chimichanga. See, you guys are wrong. Now, so what happened to gotta switch it to, yeah, you have to, man. Everyone here, just go here. Hey, my brother, I took a little bit of a profit on Superverse. Nice, cool. No, I'm not right. I said chimichanga. So you guys are wrong. Now, where we are right now, this 114,000 level is make or break, right? And I'm going to give you understandings of where I think this will go, what type of things are happening, what potential negativities can happen, why Q4, I've been talking about Q4 being a very, very important thing to happen, and various other factors on that side. Now, where should I start with this? Let's start with this way. If we look at Bitcoin at this present moment, this 114, I mean, I put it as 113, but let's be clear, right? 114. This 114 level is critical. This pump is super duper critical. What needs to happen from this for this to be a continuation is for this to most probably either go up and reject, especially as we're coming into the Monday high, a perfect rejection of the Monday high. Potentially it could go up and then roll over. That rolling over will have to, and let me look where this would be a good point. There, right? What I would suspect will happen is that we will get to a why is this here? Where are we? Yeah, we'll get to a reject. This probably will either pump a little bit more and then reject, which I expect is going to happen, or this can go further, or it will most probably, for this to be a bullish continuation, reject, come back, and possibly test this 110,000 level area. And what that will indicate is not only will it be half the wick of this pump, which is usually what it pulls back into, right? And it will also come into an area where it's not only the golden pocket, but a key component of where this will produce a higher low, which will show continuation and further pump into the future. If this continues on up, this bull run will most probably fizzle out towards December in one way or another, right? I think that this is going to be a multi-year run. I think next year is going to be absolutely massive for this run. But what we would consider as where we are right now, I think there will be a continuation of pump further on, and it will most probably have a more aggressive pullback into December and January if this continues up forward. If it rejects, comes back and taps this area, then we'll have a bit more of an elongated pull. If this taps, breaks this 110, and I will tell you the reason why I'm also thinking 110 is that if we look at the CME gap, it almost sits perfectly at the 110.650, right? Which is a gap that usually appears once we have these leverage trading over the weekend, and that gap is usually filled. Not always. I don't believe too much into this, but that area is an area of key interest that it usually is filled sometimes, most of the time. And also, if you look at the liquidation levels, there are some beautiful levels, absolute beautiful levels of liquidations there at that level. But it could potentially roll over one more. We could see we could see the last pull, the last area of the grab of liquidity that could happen. And that could be around, as I said, around the 106,000 level. The last pullback is still really possible to happen. It is there. There is a likely possibility of this happening. By the way, everyone here wants to see it can go on to that and see the screen and what I'm talking about. Which of these scenarios appears more likely to? I'm going to go through all of the possibilities. Now, the reason why I'm saying the 106 is because there is a beautiful gap at the 106,000 level, 106.5, right? What it could potentially do, it could come down and completely clean up all of this liquidity, and then it's go time. Then it's go time, and then we can go hit these crazy numbers up here. At absolute minimum, in my opinion, we'll go to probably the 118, 120,000 level, cleaning up all this liquidity, and then we can see where it goes from there. But at this present moment, we have, I assume, and to be honest, I would rather it pull back one more time and test these lower levels, possibly the 110. Some people are going to definitely long from this point, I know for sure, because it not only does it come to key areas of support in the chart, but also comes to that CME gap, and it also looks like that there's some really juicy liquidity there this could pull back into. So would I long here? Possibly not, right? In my humble opinion, but you guys can do it. I'm not infallible. You guys can definitely know better than I do in most of these scenarios. Now, that's that situation where they could go there, it can come up to this point and come down. This is the way I'm thinking. If we further look at, one more thing that I would say about this, right, is that we've had a massive pump with zero volume. Zero volume. So what this could be is a massive liquidation event, which in essence is a short squeeze. We could see a short squeeze. I mean, we did get what is $560 million worth of liquidations, late short liquidation. So this pump could be that. This could be on that level. And the fact that we're coming into some real key data and volatility factors that are coming into the market at this present moment could be an excuse for market makers to pull this one more time back, right? Either down to the 110, which shows a bullish momentum and a change of trend, or it could be a further pullback into the 106, cleaning out all of that liquidity, and then it will be ready to get that run on, right? That's what I think is a possibility of happening. One more thing I will say, right? Because if you technically look, right? Hello, Lama, how are you doing? If we technically look, we are kind of in a downtrend, right? We're not. I wouldn't say that we're in a perfectly sort of, we're not in a super bullish scenario right now, right? In fact, let's not do that. That's a bit wrong. Let's do that, right? We are technically in a downtrend. We're in this sort of oscillating down scenario, right? Where if we could potentially come and maybe tap this 114 level again, and then potentially go down and see these lower levels here. This is not what I would state as a bullish trend at the moment. And the thing is, it's, as they say, trend is your friend until the very end, right? Until we can break out of that structure, which will mean a break out of this and a consolidation at this level. So I'll show it. I'll show it to you three ways. In fact, I'll do it this way, right? Scenario one, we break above there and chop here. If it chops here between the 113 and 114, there is a high potential chance that this is going to go up, right? Second is that it rejects, right? And I'll show you this as well. This is a really interesting thing you want. Right. It chops here, it comes down to this lower level at this point, deviates, holds, and then we break up. Or this comes down and then breaks down and takes out all of that liquidity around the 106, which funny enough comes into the yearly and the Monday low, which is a very interesting situation right now. That comes there and then it ladders up. These are the three scenarios that I think is possible, right? These are the areas where I think is a real possibility. And if absolute worst, something, I cannot see your screen. If you look on the screen, you will see something which may answer that question. Let's see. Alan, if you look on the screen, I'm not on X. It's all on here at the moment. X is having a bit of an API issue, so the bearish abandoned baby pattern on the weekly means nothing. He gets something like that. If you want us to show you the screen, right? There's a Sherlock Holmes riddle on my screen. It's a riddle, right? Yeah. There's a few clues. I don't want to give too much away, because if I give too many clues away, then it becomes easy, and you don't want it to be too easy. you don't want it to be too easy, then it's not a challenge, right? But if you look carefully, very carefully, not to you guys, whether this is more of a TikTok focused challenge, you'll see. There you go. Cool. All right. So, cool. Whatever. It's all good. So these are the scenarios that I think is a real possibility of it happening. Now, all of this depends on key areas and factors, right? We are looking at some somewhat potential bearish news. I mean, we do have jobs numbers on Friday. We do, when we come in to initially the first week of every month can sometimes be somewhat bearish. It can be, and then have a massive push from there. But I will say this, right? I'll say this. We are coming into what could be, in one way or another, some form of volatile news tomorrow. Whether it will happen or not, we don't know. At this present moment, it's a 72% chance that the government will shut down, because there doesn't seem to be an agreement on funding. Shutdowns can be... Now, shutdowns normally, if you just look at data, are not a big whoop, right? It's not a big thing. It's happened many times before, and it hasn't caused any real issues. And if we look at some of the numbers here, I'll show you this, right? Because I come with like data and stuff in it, bruv, right? If you look at when you look at the government shutdown, it always happens at a low. Possibility, apart from one, right? If you look at this data here, we see Goldman Sachs. You know what I'm saying, bruv, right? It's the that makes it special. We see that you, like, most of the time, government shutdowns are just noise, right? It's just a noise thing at this present moment. It doesn't really affect the market, except once. Once it affected the market quite aggressively. In fact, the market went into a recession. So so we'll see what could be this scenario of what this is. But in my humble opinion, and I've said it throughout the beginning of September, throughout all this time, and I just want, look, I have receipts, right? And this is the thing why I say everyone should follow and listen, and in fact, check out the X as well and all that kind of stuff. The reason why I say this, right, is because I have receipts in what I say. I for the longest time, I didn't want to do this, because then people will come and hold me accountable for what I'm saying. But I want people to hold me accountable now. You know what? Whatever. I mean, once I'm looking at all these other people that literally have thousands of people watching their analysis, and most of the time they're wrong, right? Most of the time they're wrong. And here's me, small little bro that doesn't do anything and doesn't know anything, getting these things moving in the right direction. It's just the thing that I like, and I'm really happy that there are the few of you here that actually do re-listen to my videos and re-listen to my aspects and my levels, and you look at them and you can see them and make your own judgment calls from there. But technically, it's just got to be noise tomorrow. However, noise can sometimes be an excuse for market makers to do that last bit of a move to clear out some liquidity, to grab some of that liquidity in the market. And this is the thing that I will say to everyone that is here. Just because historically it hasn't had a real effect doesn't mean that they cannot use that as an excuse. Right now, things are good. We've had a pump, but we've had a pump into a zero amount of volume, which could mean that it's only leveraged moves. That's the thing that I would say, right? Now, this is that situation. This is that. So this could be a potential volatile situation where this could cause this pullback. And where it stops, right, Where this thing stops, where it has its support and recovery is going to be everything. Simple as that. That's it. Simple as that. It's where it recovers back down to, and where it finds support, it's going to be everything. The lower it goes down, the more aggressive this rally is going to be. I promise you that. So a pullback is technically a very good thing. That's all I'm going to say to everyone on this matter, right? Now, if we look at, if it's the one last pullback stuff continues, we'll lose retail for good. Retailing comes in when things get a bit crazy, right? We are crazy, but we've not even got to the crazy part yet, in my humble opinion. Now, where do I think this market is going? Let me give you some. Let me lay some data down. You know what I'm saying? All right. I've done a video about it. No one watched it, but it's cool, right? I like it when no one watches these videos, my videos, because they're like, why? Why should I watch videos when I could come on live and go, hey, what's happening? Right. Number one, right? I know, Lamar, you're messing around, right? But everyone should follow and like and put comments and stuff. It really, really helps the algorithm. The more people come, the more questions I can answer, and the more people I can help out. And that's the key factor of all this in the end. Giving as much value as possible. That is my number one thing. I put a big buy order 104. Man, if it hits 104, you're going to be doing very, very well, right? That's that situation right now. It's only the ninth pullback, but chill, brev. It's brev. It's not bruv. Brev. That's that situation. Right, now, if we look at this nice little, neat little bar graph that we have, this gives quarter value returns, right? And percentages of what type of return are given accordingly. And if we look at an 80% percentile, we're going to see at minimum of 4.2% growth in the S&P 500. That alone, right? That alone would pump this market to another level. Something that you need to understand, right? That's one factor. So pointing towards what could be a positive October. And that's what I've said that this month could potentially be. I said it from the beginning, right? Not to say that I'm beating on that door, but, beating on something. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, right? Okay, open up the same graph. All right, no, the other graph is it. Secondly, and this is a cool one, right? Thoughts on veChain? Love veChain. I staked my my veChain, and it's earning a nice little penny. And in fact, one of the heads of veChain is coming onto this live, so you guys can ask him those questions. I think it's her. You can ask her those questions more than you can think of, right? What is happening right here? And this is a really cool little nifty data set that we have here. If we look at history and we look through from down all the way back from 1970 to current, like to this year, right? We have never ever seen a 3 months in a row negative month going into October. Never. It's only happened once. When I say never, I mean it happened once. It's happened once, but not never. You know what I mean? So it's only happened once since 1970. And if we're here to believe that this time is going to be that second time in the past 70 years, I'm not really expecting a high chance of that happening. But thinking of that, maybe short the mug. Could be the case that could happen, right? But that's what I'm going to say right now. So if we're looking at 50-50 Lamar, yeah, of course. Do you gamble with high impact news by placing bots, but bot buy stops and sell stops orders with small? I don't know. I don't gamble around. High impact news at all. No, I gather it into my analysis and confluence into where I think the market's going to go, because I'm a long-term swing trader. I work on those type of things, and I work on shorter terms as well. I can see certain things that come out in the market. But so if we look at those two data sets, we're looking like there's going to be a very positive October, especially coming out of what we would decide as a rate cut cycle happening, and various other factors that are coming into the market that show potential strength for this to move forward. So that's the situation here. I will say this though. I will say this though. Another area of interest that I would say is that if we look at RSI, this little graph that we've drawn, and we've tried to, what's happened here? What has happened here? Why has everything moved? 1 second. Why is the graphs moved? Yeah, there we go. Why is that all wonky donkey? There we go. Right there. What we see here is about what's going on right now. We hit the 50%, yeah. Sorry. It's the wrong okay, there we go. I was about to say what is going on. If we look at our weekly RSI, right? Something, how could that be so wrong? Yeah, there we go. If we look at the weekly RSI, we're seeing a bounce on the 5-day on the 50%, which is a great thing, right? Which is a good thing to happen in this potential move. But we will see when it comes and taps this 55.71% level. If we look on the weekly, we are still on a downtrend and we're still following this trend line. This factor here is extremely important, right? It's extremely important. Whether this rejects, I still believe that this 50% level is very key. It's very, very key. If it comes down and taps this 50%, you have a high chance, in my humble opinion, that this thing is going to run. The whole market is going to run. So that's why I'm thinking maybe we might have one more pullback, maybe, but this recovery is looking good and we will see what will happen. And again, I say where this comes back and finds support is going to be very important. Sometimes these things can run in three, so it could go and try and potentially tap the previous month high, which is around the 115, 116,000 level, even maybe go and try and test this 117. But the higher it goes up, the more aggressive the pullback is going to be. This is what's going to be really, really important. That's that factor there. Now, if we look at that, we looked at the CME gap, which is at the 110. If we look at gold and precious metals, I genuinely, the best way to say this, right? The best way to say this is that it is ridiculous. All right? That's the best way to, we are in, I said, you know, this is the thing. I said that this thing's going to break out, but it's just... It's just, this here gives me a little bit of a worry, right? A little bit of a worry. Short term, more likely short, month-wise, long, right? I would say, look, I gave you the levels, what it needs to recover. If it can recover above, if it can sweep the Monday high, come back and then settle and just bounce around here, then I would put a long. If it comes back and a deeper correction to the 110, then I would potentially maybe do a cheeky long there. The further down it goes, the more chance I believe in putting that real aggressive movement in that direction. By the way, anyone here that wants to see my screen, I gave a bit of a clue how to do it. It starts here and then you can see it here. If you go there, also follow and like. It means a lot. It helps me a lot. Honestly, it's the only thing that I want from all of you guys. So we can see as it goes down, I will be averaging down hard in this scenario. That's what she said. All right. If we look at silver, again, precious metals are going absolutely crazy, even though this is a speculative play, which is wild. It's wild that silver is going crazy because it's not like gold. It's a speculative play. But on that note, I'm going to talk to someone. I'm going to tell you about a big ass trader that I had talked to the other day. Now, if we look at the dollar, it looks like it's doing what I said. It looks like it's going to be producing this bear flag, which will most probably come and potentially test this 95,500 level. And it's really, really important to understand where this goes. It's really, really key. If this breaks the 95.5 area, if that breaks, we're in full blown, oh my God level, right? Will gold ever be bearish? It's heading for the moon. I mean, I think it's just uncertainty. This is the problem. Uncertainty at this present moment. What is a very good sign is that the 10-year yield is doing some nice things. This is really, really good. This is a really good sign, and it should bode well for mortgages and the housing market and all that kind of stuff and everything else. And remember, everyone said that the housing market, oh yeah, the 18-year cycle. Oh, where did all those people go? They disappeared into nothing else. Also, what was the number that someone was going to delete their account? What was the number? What's the the monthly close is going to be huge. It's really, really important. Ski says the bottom is in. He's good at calling that actually. Could be. I mean, look, it could be. Look, Ski's a good analyst. Don't get me wrong. Could be. I think that there will be one more pullback to a point where it has to establish its lower high at least. If it pulls back, I will be looking to get it into this when it has that pullback into to establish its lower high. That's what's important to me. What was the number that someone was going to delete their account? It's something that you spread onto bread. What was that? What was that guy's account? His name, like, it's not honey. It's not honey. It's a. What was it? Was it 100,000? I thought he says 90. Was it J? Is it Vegemite? No, it wasn't J. Peanut butter. No. Nutella. But what was the number? What was the number? That's what's important. Because I feel like under 100. Okay, under 100. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let's see if he does. I don't know. Eventually it'll happen. He'll be like, oh no, I didn't give a time span. It'll probably be like, October 1st of October in, like, I don't know, 2,400 million years, whatever. Okay, cool. So that's the thing. No problem. Fantastic. Now, if we, oh my God, did he say ICT concepts? Jesus. I'm not gonna say anything. Everyone's clever in their own way. Now, I feel like I was the only one calling bullish vibes in this poem, and everyone was like, it's over. I feel like I was, anyway, whatever. That's that situation, right? So it looks like that's going to be going in that area. This looks good. The Nasdaq is looking pretty interesting, and especially they're going to be announcing more and more about tokenization, which is a really, really key thing. We'll see. This still doesn't look great, to be honest. I think a test of the 200-day EMA is going to be somewhat on a clear path. Yeah, it was me and Ski. We had a chat the other day. It was like, why are we the only ones that say stuff? Everyone, we get hate, and then when it comes true, no one says anything. No one. Literally no one. No one says anything about us. None. Good. Anyway, whatever. It's all good. Right. So that's the situation. So I think the 84 level is a real possibility. Although it has swept this inefficiency wick, so this could be the bottom. We'll see. Well, if it pulls back and cleans out this wick here at the 90,015, then we could really go in that direction. Bitcoin needs to close above 114. I would say 114 is more is the number. If you look at the S&P 500. We'll see. If this comes, I'm telling you, I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this. If this rejects off the 6,800, right? If it does, then I know that these banks are doing something, right? I know, because you saw, I have it on, what happened to my voice? Anyway, I'm going through puberty, so my voice breaks, right? So, late bloomer. Hair goes white, then puberty, right? So, so I'm gonna say, right? So, I wrote bank told me a number from all of this time, right? For all, because I literally, a guy anyway, told me that number is the number that you should be looking for, and it's a key number, and I was like, all right, I'll just write that on my graph. And it looks like he might be right. That'd be weird. Anyway, and like there was a report that also came out that In 2033, they're looking to see the S&P 500 hit 11,000, which is bonkers. That's bonkers. It kind of makes me feel a bit bearish when someone says something like that. But he also said that Bitcoin, I mean not Bitcoin, S&P 500 would look at the 6,800 level. That's a 64% gain. See, why that is such a massive number is because a 64% gain in the S&P 500 is ridiculous. That's the only way I can describe it. I mean, if you look at gold, all right. So this is the thing about gold, right? This is why it's so spectacular. Like this move, I'm just trying to explain to you how much money this is, how much value this is. That's 158%. Wait, 1 second. What is the market cap of gold? What is the market cap of gold? $26 trillion. 26 trillion. So this thing has gone up $9 trillion. Thing has gone up $9 trillion in 5 years. Unbelievable. Wait, how much? That is absolute insanity. It's actual insanity that this thing has gone up $9 trillion, because market cap on gold is different than a company. That's like, oh my God. Anyway, whatever. That's absolutely insane. I can't even my brain can't fathom what we're seeing right now, right? So that's that craziness that's going on in that level. Okay, whatever. All right. Is XPL Plasma trunk? I don't know. We'll see. They have more money than they know what to do with. I was actually offered the pre-sale tokens on that, but man, that they wanted a minimum of $500,000 investment to get into Tron early, and I was like, no. I was like, no. Why would I invest in plasma when I have gold acting like a meme coin? Anyway, whatever. XRP market cap will be $100 trillion after the bull run. Yes, yeah, it will. Gold got nothing on XRP, breath. Do you have any thoughts on Pinlink? I like Pinlink. I think tokenization is gonna be the thing in the future. I'm telling you now that for a fact, 100%. Right, so that's it. Right, now let's look at some the key factors right now. Right, it's really important that we look at these two things. That man, it's a bit messy, but anyway, whatever. We won't look back. Man, it's a joke. You're writing a lot of questions all at once. Please, like, keep it to one, please. So I can't understand what you're talking about. Anyway, by the way, if you guys have any questions, please write it into the chat. Like, follow, and all that kind of stuff, and we can see where we go from there. Right? Okay, cool. Now, where are we with USDT dominance? Right now, we have bounced off. We have bounced off a. We've bounced off a, I would say, a bearish order block here, right? And it's important. It's important what this does next. As we're looking for, it's a bit of a divergence in what this is showing us to what this is showing us, right? It's not going to be a nice week with all the announcements pump and dump harder. It's going to be volatile for sure. That's definitely the case. It's going to be volatile beyond belief that anyone can understand. Do you think Chainlink will go below $20 if we pull back one last time? I don't know. I'll have a look at that. Keep it in mind, and then we can go from there. So there is a divergence in information between what this is saying and then what this is saying, right? Because this is looking bearish, whereas Bitcoin is looking relatively bullish, right? And unless it doesn't, unless it doesn't regain these levels. USDT dominance is coming to a somewhat of a bearish order block, right? And so if this comes and rejects off the 4.48 level, maybe a bit lower, maybe it can take out that wick there, because that wick's looking a bit. So 4.47% level between there, finds that support and then continues up. What we will need to see is a rejection, and I think we need to move this down a little bit because the market's moved a little bit. Yeah, a rejection of the 4.61%. This comes, taps this area, holds that support, and then comes and then rejects off here, then it's go time. Then it's real go time, right? Because that is a change of trend, and this thing is going to go absolutely parabolic, right? And this is the thing that I will say for everyone. If this bounces and then continues up and produces a higher high, then we're in some real problems. What this does is really, really key, and I think it's we will see in this week where it's going to go. As I said, bounce, rejection from here, full blown, let's go. Bounce and then break and then produce a higher high. That's bad. That means continuation of a negative trend. As this goes higher, it means the market will go back. Show us the charts. All right, Dacian. I've done this. It's a type of game, right? Where if you want to see my screen, there's something on the screen where it's a puzzle. It's very difficult. Only the very few get the privilege to see my screen. But there are clues. Not a lot of clues, but there is a clue on the screen that may give you an indication of where you can see my screen. Anyway, let me know if you find it. If you don't, we can get the the mods to help you out and guide you pixel by pixel. Pixel by pixel. I solved the puzzle. I'm smart. What's behind the wardrobe? Or a bunch of shoes. There's about 1,000 shoes in there. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Yeah. So there's that situation there. Now, where are we right now? We can see on your glasses. Thank you so much. I tried to reflect it. Can you see it? So according to USDT dominance, if that line rejects off my, whatever. So that's that situation where we're going in that way, right? So if we, right now, if we look at Bitcoin dominance, on the other hand, we have to see. Again, this is looking somewhat. I admire your patience sometimes. Don't worry, it comes with the territory. It's all good, man. It's not patience. I'm messing around. I enjoy it. You guys, come in and throw insults at me, and I come back and be sarcastic beyond a reasonable understanding of what sarcasm is. It's just this delicate balance that we're delicate balance that we're waiting on. Now, what's happening right now is that I would suspect, and I'm going to move this up a little bit now. There we go. 59. If Bitcoin comes and taps this 59 point, oh no, let's do that. That's better. Yeah, 59.17 and rejects. That will be good for alts. But what this is looking like is that it gives me an understanding that this could be a Bitcoin-led move. And that is somewhat worrying, right? And this is the thing that I'm starting to say. There is conflicting information right now. This pump in Bitcoin that we're going is really, really important. But what's going on right now, if you look, what's your thoughts on the next couple of days? Look into your miracle boy. Choppiness, man. Choppiness. I think tomorrow the market makers are gonna do some the flanuzzi, do a flaguzzi, and use the government shutdown as a means to do some crap, right? Can we go back to USDT chart? We'll go back to USDT. I'm here to see your USDT chart. Did you? You solved the puzzle. For someone who solved the puzzle, I will show it again. I just wonder when it would be the sign to sell most of my assets and move to stable coins. It's very obvious when it's like that. When a lot of people are flush in their wallets, that's the time to sell. Bitcoin is taking altcoins liquidity again. April lows incoming for altcoins, and many will make lows. Could be. Look, we'll see. We'll see. Is airdrop a risk investment? I think right now. Thank you for your content. That's so kind. Thank you. What's going on right now? Is it because it's my birthday? I feel like that my birthday's coming up, so I should get at least 100,000 likes. I mean, it's not much I'm asking for. I literally don't want anything from you. A few roses would be nice as well. I mean, like, you know, I'm feeling pretty today. It might dip a lot tomorrow, then pick up later Wednesday. Well, we'll see. That we have jobs data coming through as well, so we'll see how that goes. It's going to be volatile for sure, right? It's going to be volatile for sure, but I'm expecting October is going to be a very, very green, nice month. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is it risky to airdrop? I'll say this. I'll say this about base. People are utilizing base because of the airdrop, right? And that airdrop is really, really important. I think everyone on the tube just like and comment and put the bell and you know, subscribe and stuff. That's all I want. That's it. I don't want anything from anyone else. I think all we need this crypto to hit. I think we all need this. Yeah, but you have to be you have to be patient. That's it. Patience is the way that I would describe this thing. We all look at it as a short-term type of like gamble play, but you don't think of it as a gamble. We're moving into more of a real world asset market. How real traders and how real asset allocators do. This is the thing that I will say. So I'll stay away from that. No, I wouldn't say that. Look, Lamar, you are the captain of your own ship, right? And this is what's really important. What's happening? Hello? All right. What's happening? Okay, we're safe. You know, I sometimes think that TikTok is like a form of like training for training for like really difficult times in your life, because anything that it does is like anxiety. You're just like, wait, why did my screen go great? wait. Your wife has already started party. Yeah, no. It's apparent. I mean, we're doing something really, really cool. So supposedly, I mean, I know from it doesn't matter. It's supposedly very cool, right? We'll see. And hopefully after this, after my birthday and everything else, I'll have my studio ready as well. So you won't be able to see this room anymore. Unfortunately, it won't be a sky bunker. It will just be a studio. And be like lights, really cool camera, a new chair. My chair's gone, by the way. It's broken. Like, it's finally really broken. And it just tears me up sometimes. It tears me up. This thing that has supported my tucks, you know, or some might call it buttocks, for such a long time, and you know, giving me all the good support that I've needed for all this time. It's going. Can we have a moment there? Are you bullish? I'm bullish. Yeah, I'm bullish for October. It should be a good move. No, I know, right? studio in the basement. Yeah. Actually, no. It's one of our bedrooms. I'm turning into a studio. You know, that bedroom where I'm almost certain no one has ever slept in. I'm almost certain. Not too sure, but I'm almost certain. All right. Let's talk about the USDT chart, my dear friend. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot that I showed you about the USDT chart. It needs to produce a lower high. It needs to bounce and reject off this 4.61%. Is that in the east wing? No, it's not an east wing. My house is. Actually, I don't want to explain it because then people try to. How much did that cost you with your wife? How much did that? Oh man, I can't. I can't. She was like trying to say I'm sorry, so sorry it's broken, but was smiling and crying at the same time. It was a weird experience. Can you wear your big white t-shirt, heavy t-shirt in the morning of your chair? That is also going. I've been told that is also something that I should never wear again. So I feel that my birthday is a time where I have to reflect on all the things that I've done wrong. It's not a pass. It's not a pass. I'll just say that this where I am, it looks nothing like the rest of my house. That's all I'm gonna say. Best way to put it. People have seen my house in the room. I remember I made 8K. What do you mess? Amazing. What do you make 8K from, man? Was it with Solana? Did you make the Solana 8K? Do you think that crypto can overtake gold in market cap? No, I don't think so. Would now be a good time to ditch our losers. I've got about 5 to 6. Very frustrating. Working. Amazing. Working. Nice. You bought the ice cream van, right? Oh yeah, you're the one that has the fleet of ice cream vans. Yeah. It's a good business. Need to go over. You're talking about base. Yeah, so like in base, people are farming the airdrop. And the best way to farm it is to actually use Aerodrome because of its DeFi protocols and lending and high frequency trading and all that kind of stuff, right? And that there is a big thing. That's a situation that I would say. That's why they're trying. That's why there's such a there was a big movement there, and that's why mainly why these Aster and Hyper and Plasma and all those things are going to be gaining some high usage. I mean, if we look at Aster at the moment, its transactions have passed Tether, which is insane. That's insane. Golden toilet? No, I have a Japanese toilet. Why would I need the golden toilet? Might want like this water sprinkler shows and stuff like that. When you think altcoin season will start? I think altcoin season will start once we really start getting high levels of liquidity into the market. That's the situation. Why is there not a fat cat on the screen? It's because it causes issues. The last time I put it on, I got banned. That's why I can't put it on there. What do you think is the main reason for the decline of cryptocurrency now? There is no decline in cryptocurrency now. All right, I'll tell you this, right? I'll tell you what I mean by that, right? I'm going to tell you, and this is the thing that I'll leave you on, and then I'll be away for a week. I will be on my X as well, so I'll be doing spaces on there. I'm doing it every Saturday as well, so you should go and listen to it, although the previous one, my phone just shut off. But I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to be adding more and more there, so you definitely go there. We'll start bringing on some new people and some aspects on that side. So this is what I will say. And I'll leave you on this note, right? Any news on Dreamcash? In a week's time, they should be coming on to, no week's time, 2 weeks time. In 2 weeks time, they're coming on to my live, and they're going to announce what's going to be happening with all the airdrops and all that other aspects that's coming through. Now, I was talking to a big time trader, like big time trader. Like he also trades some Bitcoin as well, mainly Bitcoin, some Ethereum, but one of the oldest hedge funds out there. Huge, massive numbers we're talking about here. And I talked to him about this understanding of bubble, the AI bubble, trading, Bitcoin, what's happening, and all this kind of stuff. And he said this to me. He goes, it's surprising. It's surprising how people don't understand the evolution of new asset classes and how it works and how they grow and what is the eventuality of how this thing will move forward. He goes, I'm a trader. And if I put $100 million into Bitcoin and it moves 10%, I'm taking that profit. And he goes, you need to understand this. The more Bitcoin becomes legitimate and comes into what we would describe as Web 2 type of trading and new monetary asset, and banks and legislation is coming through, and it's coming to a point where this becomes normalized into what we would describe as normal markets like S&P 500, NASDAQ, and things like that, the more trading it's going to be, and it won't be just relevant investing. He goes, initially, big players that have the ability to come in and play with these markets will use it as a way to make money, but will also put large amounts of money. So you can play on that movement of the graphs, the dips, the ups, the downs, the left, right, and the center. When it gets into the next stage where it becomes mass adoption, then you will see a gradual move up the way gold is, the way other markets are, where people will invest, use their 401ks. In the UK, you get your pensions. That's being allowed. A whole bunch of stable investment, large stable investment people that will just buy in, hold, and wait for this eventuality to go up. But at this present moment, when you see a pullback, it's just big institutions and big traders that have put millions, hundreds of millions into the market and have made 20% taking profits. It does not mean that they will not buy back. It does not mean it's the end of this cycle. It does not mean that there is a bear market. And what he said is that bear markets are going to be more cyclical the way that the S&P 500 is. People believe that the S&P 500 is overblown. He talks about how AI is a bubble and this, that, and the other. But let me explain this to you. How many of you have an AI that's constantly with you all the time? How many of you have 4 of them? Because the average report that came out is that the average person is going to have between 4 to 5 permanent AIs in their life. Are we anywhere near that right now? So until we get to that point, this AI bubble is not a bubble. So as that is going to grow, the normal market is going to grow, people are going to be making money. And we're literally at the 3rd year of an 8-year bull cycle. I really don't think that we're anywhere close to what we would describe as a negative movement in this market. You just have to think of larger timescales. That's it. That's it. The only people that need to worry are leverage traders. Look at me, man. I bought gold out of luck. Literal luck. I had to put money somewhere because I sold the property. And now I'm meme coin territory. So you guys, I'll leave it on the screen. That's where I bought. That is where I bought gold. There. That is where I bought gold. There. I'm doing pretty well. And what did I do? Held. If you guys have an understanding of what these key factors that are being built and why they're being built, and there's a reason why you're doing it, and that's what's important. That's it. That's the best way for me to do it. Will there be a rotation from gold and Bitcoin? Yes. Not only that, there's just be a look, guys need to understand this, right? You guys need to understand this. At this current moment, there's about between $5 to $7 trillion worth of money just sloshing around. I gave that video to you guys that some of you guys watched, which is good. Okay, a lot of people watched that one, and they should be happy about it because M2 money supply is topping out everywhere in the world. And it's only because of the bearish sentiment that we have in the market and key factors that are making investors worried to get into the market is the only reason why we're not going to absolute parabolic crazy levels. That's it. That's the only reason why. I promise you, once the market conditions get more favorable, once we start seeing clarity in tariffs and we see clarity in inflation and jobs and this and the other, there is only one way this market is going to go, because the whole entire gold market cap is waiting in cash to go somewhere. And it will not be in dollar, because inflation will destroy that. That's it. Fat Cat News, Fat Cat will have also a part in all of this. This is the thing that you guys need to understand. News right now, this is the thing that everyone needs to understand. News will only do, how can I say? What we want is liquidity growth. And Fat Cat and memes and everything else are going to be a part of that. But if it's just news-based movement you're looking for, it will pump and dump, as it has done on every other project that you looked at that have disappeared into nothing. You need to understand this. We're in a project where you should be showing it to all of your friends, to everyone else, to everyone that's out there. Because you look at all of these things that have pulled back into absolute oblivion and rugged and this and the other, and people are chasing these. Oh, I can kind of make a 2x. If you had gotten it at this point, it's gonna be fine. All of those things, everyone has lost money on them. Everyone, unless you're that one person that got in and knew the team or did this and this and made a bit of that money, and you just actually took it from somewhere else. With projects like the ones that we have, they're there to hold the ground ahead, there to move. When the liquidity comes into this market, they are all going to move, because you look at this, you think, right, there is a project that's lasted over a year, that has all these utility, all these factors, and you look at these other people that have it's just pumped and dumped continuously from these ruggers and scammers that are there to just take your liquidity. But you still put money into that. You still hear this thing and you go, oh, I'm going to pay a bit of money there, when you just realize, wait, 1 second, we have these other projects that are holding the ground, working and doing that kind of aspect. That's it. That's all I have to say. So this is what I've said. I've given the levels. I've given the understandings of where we're going. I've given the levels of what's going on, what's happening in the future. And this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to be away for a week. 1 week. I will be on my X that is here. You guys will follow me and everything else. If you want to take advantage of the pro group, as I said many times before, if you take my what is it? The link from my the Telegram group, right? The what's it called? Here we go. 1 second. Can't say Telegram, people get annoyed. If you go into the in fact, I'll do it here. I'll put it in now. If you sign up to the Mexi, right, and send me that link, you get a 1 month free 1 month free on the pro group, and all you do is sign up from the link, deposit, and then you can take that out instantaneously. You don't even have to use it ever again, and it will give you one. And after you do that, just contact me and we can go from there. That's it. That's the best way for me to put it. In fact, where is this link right now? 1 second. Where is this? I'll put it into the tube chat, and then I will go from there. So if you sign up from that, and then at the same time you send me that it's done, you deposit, then you'll get 1 month free. There's only one person that's done it. It's hilarious. It doesn't cost you anything. Where is this thing there? In fact, what am I doing? It's here. 1 second. Just thinking, what am I doing? Right. That's that there. There we go. What is going on? It's weird. That's not there. 1 second. Let me find it on here. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. I'll put it on the chat here. As I said, if you sign up, if you want to, there's no thing. I'll put it here as well. message me afterwards on the group, and then I'll let you in for 1 month, and you guys can test it out from there. All right. Okay, guys. Any other questions? Anything else before I go on my little trip? You know, send so like happy birthday and stuff like that, and like I didn't get to 100,000 because everyone's like, why should I give it to you? I only take free. Free is my niche. Free is my niche. So you're off for a week from today. Yeah, from today. But I'm gonna be on my X. So you guys can do it. I'll be in the group as well. As I said, you can check out all that kind of stuff and everything else. And I'll come back. 1 year older. How time flies. All right, you guys be safe. Check out what's going on. Be vigilant. Giving you the levels. Let's see where it goes, and let's hope and see if this October is going to be wild as we think it is. All right, guys, peace, love, affection. As I said, sign up. All the stuff is going to be there. It doesn't cost you anything. You literally go in, sign up there, you do that thing, and there we go from there. I know, I can't believe I'm turning 25 as well. I have to be a man. I did with your link on see what do you need. You just then go to my groups. All the links are on the bottom of the video. You'll see there. You go into the Learn My Alvarez group and then message me from there, and then I will do it. I will never message everyone. I will never put CAs into the group. I will never do any of that kind of stuff. So be sure that you understand that only if you message me will I answer. That's it. That's the only way that I'll do it. That's the only way it works. All right. So go there, message me, I'll put you in there, and we can go from there. I'll check because I have access to it. I've done a deal with Megsi where you guys get basically zero fees. I don't take anything, and part of that is that they will pay for 1 month of your access to the group. There isn't anyone that does that. No one. All right, guys. Love, peace, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care. All right, to you guys as well. As I said, anyone that goes through that link, signs up, puts, I think it's $100 or something, you can take it out instantaneously. It doesn't cost you anything at all. It's just, that's it. I've just done a deal with them so they can get their uptake. You can also check out Mexi. It's a really cool thing. And then once you've done that, I will check. You can send me your name and everything else. I'll check if it's there. I'll add you in. You'll be there for 1 month and see all the traders, my trades, all the details and everything else on that thing. All right, guys, love, peace, affection, all that kind of stuff. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.